Welcome back to Disturbing Reasons to Be Afraid of the Dark. You see, I already got Jenny here with me. She's a biter today. She's wild today. Oh my goodness. She's driving me nuts. But no, we're gonna be talking about my paranormal experience. I didn't have time to do it when I what to tell y'all about it on Bobby Mackey's because unfortunately this is a long one. This is one of the ones that really affected me. I mean, me and my one of my really good friends of mine, we used to work together, and she's into it just like I am. But I'll go ahead and I'm gonna tell y'all the story about what happened, and if it's up to y'all if y'all believe me, but it happened to me. I believe it. I witnessed it. It scared me a lot. Don't blame me in my face. It scared me tremendously. It affected me. It was disturbing for me, and that's when I realized that there was something that was very malicious in my apartment. This is about the old famous apartment in Louisiana. So glad I don't live there no more. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't all the time. It was like every once in a while. Like we could go a month without having no paranormal activity, and out of nowhere, it just starts, and it'll be back to back to back. I know it was, I wrote down some of my occurrences in my journal because sometimes I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, I didn't know why. I would just wake up. I mean, I could have just fall asleep and I was awoke in seconds. Like, I was never sleeping. It was really scary sometimes, and I saw one black mass in that apartment. One. And after I saw it, the next day, I went to work. And I told my sister, and she wasn't coming over that day because she had a date with her boyfriend that she was with at the time or something. They were going somewhere. Sorry, Jenny just shook the camera. And they were going somewhere, so I was alone, and I really didn't want to be alone to do it. So I called my friend. We're gonna call her G. That is not her name, but if she's listening to this, she knows who she is. I miss you, but yeah, she'll know who she is. So she was about to come home, or I think it was the summertime. I believe it was the summertime because my son wasn't there. He was at work with his daddy. I remember him not being there because I wouldn't have done it if he was home. But I'm a paranormal investigator. Well, not right now. I used to do it in Louisiana. I used to investigate places for mostly my family and people I knew very well, and I would help them with situations or help them understand what's going on and give them some kind of closure or some way to deal with it. But I already have all the equipment. I have 3 cameras, I have 2 EVP recorders, I have EMF, I have all sorts of things that can help me recognize paranormal entities or capture them or capture their EVPs or anything to do with that. I have it to capture them and give you proof of what's going on in your home. But if you are having something going on, you can contact me. I do not mind. You could contact me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. If you have it, any one of those, you could contact me. If I feel comfortable enough, I will give you my phone number and we could talk on the phone and you could tell me your occurrences and I could try to help you. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I can give you the information of someone that can, but anyway, keep that in mind. If you do, let me know. I'll try my best to help you, I promise. But anyway, back to the story. I'm trailing off. Anyway, back to the story. But she came over after I got home from work, and I already started setting up the cameras, and I do not recommend you investigate your own home. The only reason why I did it because I was so fed up with it that night. I was so disturbed by seeing that black mass that I had to do something, and I wanted it gone. I wanted to let it know that I knew it was there and I didn't like it, but it didn't go as planned. But anyway, I set up the cameras. G came over. We talked for a little while I set up my laptop and did all that, and then we started. I put on the camera, I put the EVP recorder on, and we were just asking questions. We were quiet. We were actually asking questions, watching the camera, watching the EMF, and it got cold really fast. And I was like, okay, that's weird. My EMF went off a little bit, and then I was like, after 30 minutes, I was like, okay, let's review the EVP, see what we got. So I plugged it into my computer and we're reviewing it. And the whole time the EMF is still on the table. It wasn't by my laptop, and the laptop will not set it off anyway, but it wasn't by it. And the whole time we're listening to the EVP, it kept going off, off, off. And G was like, it's going off. I was like, I know. And in my mind, I kind of tried to want to ignore it because that means it was listening and it knew what I was doing. And it shook me a little bit. Like I was shook. So I was like, okay, let's continue. And I turned it off, the EMF. And it still went off. I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my God, if you can see it, the little goosebumps. And it went off when it was on. When it went off when it was off already. Like the lights went off. And it creeped me out. I was like, oh my God. And I don't know what made us stand up, but it's like we didn't feel right. So we stood up. And we're looking around and we're looking at each other. And where we lived at, the living room was right here. Like right here. And then the kitchen. And then the hallway to the bedrooms and the bathrooms and all that in the closet. And we were standing in the living room. And we can hear a little girl coming down the hallway. You can hear her running, and you can hear her little shoes, and she was like, run, 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 run. And like we froze. Like the fear factor, I'm tearing up. We froze. And we didn't know what to do. Like I froze, she froze. We were just staring at each other. And when we both slowly looked down the hallway, you can hear a growl, and it said, run. And we took off out that door so fast. I mean, she was beside herself. I don't think she ever heard anything like that before, and neither did I. But whatever that was very malicious towards us, and it did not like that the little girl warned us before it decided to do whatever it was gonna do. But the little girl knew something was gonna happen, so she warned us to go. And I guess since we didn't take that warning, it was coming, and it wanted to, like, I guess knew it was, we were already scared. So it wanted to scare us even more, because those type of entities feed on your fear, on what you're scared of. And it knew that me and G were probably already terrified, that after the little girl, that it was feeding on us, and it was able to manipulate that loud growl with run. Like, it was so terrifying. Like, we just stood outside, and it was so funny. She's like, you were gonna leave me? I said, I knew you were right behind me. I would never leave you, you know? And we were so terrified, and it was a traumatic experience for us. I mean, I don't know if you believe me, it's fine. If you don't, it's fine. But we went through this, and the EVP recorder I might have captured, like, but when I always would do the EVP recorders in my apartment, I did it twice before that because of the portal. Like, I wanted to know what was there. I wanted to help the little girl mostly. Like, I just wanted her to move on, because to me, it wasn't right that she was still stuck there. She should be in the afterlife. But I believe that maybe her mother did not pass yet, so I believe she still thinks in her way that her mother will come back one day for her, and then she'll move on. But hopefully one day she will. But all I want to do is help the little girl. And in past CPP recording sessions, I've caught different languages, and old languages, like languages that I had to research for hours, and different websites, and contact different language professors, and I could never get the language. The closest I got, that was old Nokian or something. And some of it was just listen to it gave you chills, because you knew that no one alive would know that language, and it's nothing to translate. It can't be translated. And it was so disturbing for me. I'm like, I just want to help. And when that malicious spirit scared the living daylights out of us, I never did another EVP session or anything after that. I went and I got some sage incense. I could not find sage at Albertsons. I'm not promoting Albertsons. I couldn't find it at Albertsons or Walmart, so I just got some sage incense I knew I could find. And I did my best to try to get him to leave. I mean, he was not nice, and I believe that was a shadow mass I saw the night before. It was very disturbing for us, and it still disturbs me to this day. I mean, I never encountered anything. I mean, I heard the growl before, but it wasn't like I usually say like it's when you hear an entity or any kind of spirit, it's like it's not there, but it is, you heard it. But it's like, did I hear it? This was not like that. This you heard. This it wanted to be heard, and it wasn't playing. Sorry, Jenny knocked it again. This was no kind of doubt in our minds that we just heard what we heard. And my sister was bummed. She was bummed that she wasn't there, but at the same time she was happy that she wasn't there. She was like, oh my god, I'm glad I wasn't there, but oh, I wish I would have heard it to, to be able to know how you're feeling, because I was so disturbed by it. I couldn't sleep that night. I didn't want to sleep in the apartment, but I did anyway. I slept with my door closed that night, with something in front of the door. Even though I knew that wouldn't help, I laid down salt just in case. I'm a supernatural fanatic like that. But yeah, that's my paranormal experience. Believe it or not, it happened to us, and it was something very traumatic. I still can't believe I had that kind of experience. But it wasn't the first one I've had like that, so it didn't scare me as much as the first one did. It just really traumatized me, and it made me realize there is some spirits out there that can hurt me, and one of them was in my apartment. So that was a little much for my mind to handle, but I got over it. But stay tuned tomorrow. I got a real crazy true story about an island. I don't, if you could guess the island, kudos to you, but let me know if you can. It's one of the most famous islands in the world. You cannot go there. If you go there, you are in prison. I'm not going to tell you what kind of prison, because then it would give everything away if you know your geography. So anyway, stay tuned till tomorrow, and remember, my Nikki Loos, stay scared.